Boom.
All right.
So how are you, Ulrich?
Pretty good. I'm not too shabby.
How was your week?
My week
Or
is
how's
pretty
your
solid.
week just started though? You just started, right?
The week just hey, there's plenty that happened from I guess Monday to Tuesday.
Tell me something. Come on, let the people know. Oh, just between you and I. Come on. Nobody's even out there. Come on.
And I guess no one's listening. I'm trying to think of some fun that's happened in the recent times. Who's this? We broke.
What?
We're Bizak.
We're
That's a young Jeezy. Guess who's Bizak? Still smelling blow in my, still seeing blow in my nose like Krispy Kremes. I was cooking the most.
Like Krispy Kreme, I was cooking.
That is
them
young
up.
Jeezy. Oh, that was I used to like young Jeezy when I was younger. He was a cool guy. He was very hip. He had hip old songs. Anyway, you were talking about what happened with me recently. So nothing interesting happened to me. It's funny. I used to have a really eventful life. I felt. Now I felt it's getting oddly dull. And luckily, I got Elvis and Doc the Surgeon and this beautiful podcast and you beautiful people trying to building me up again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know you're going through like a breakup, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely going through a breakup that happened officially. I guess would be December. So 2021.
Right.
This was a almost 6-year relationship.
So you was with this woman for 6 years,
6 years, yeah.
and then it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out, man. Now, I won't reveal anything that I won't reveal, but I wasn't the greatest person to date.
Whoa. Slow that down. We're not gonna even go there. We're not gonna, what they call that, self-deprecating. You know, you taught me that word over here when we were talking about Young Jock that time. Yeah.
But I'm not doing it for spill. I see. I don't have the pettiness. I don't have breakup pettiness.
Let me ask this. Here's
Yeah.
a good question.
Go ahead.
Are you brokenhearted? That, before you answer that, if you were to ask me, on the outside looking in, I would say, yes, Ulrich is brokenhearted. And he's suffering from the healing that needs to happen from a broken heart.
Yeah, I guess I can see where you're coming from, and I can understand. I think I had a fun life that I lived, and I think that fun life was part of that person. But I think I missed that fun life I was having more than that person, if I'm being honest. I know that sounds a little petty.
And when you say fun life, what do you mean? Just like y'all were going out a lot?
Yeah, going out a lot. It was very cool. I seem like I'm very extroverted and happy, but I'm actually very introverted. I think Elvis is a little bit like that also. Like I'm not necessarily sociable, so usually if someone doesn't drag me out, I'm kind of by myself.
Right.
Right. Well, luckily I got Elvis and Doc the Surgeon.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Now it's like the diary of Ulrich Boltman. They don't remember my last name, you sons of guns, you freaks.
So Doc, we were talking about how Ulrich probably is suffering from a broken heart.
Yeah.
So are you?
I don't believe so. According to Elvis, I think Elvis thinks I'm suffering a broken heart. They rotated just to talk about me.
Oh, all right.
I don't believe so. I don't think so at all. I didn't even bring up the topic of a broken heart, but Elvis was fascinated and insinuated that I'm going through a broken heart. Maybe it's because of the alcohol.
What are
Why are you going through a broken heart?
Secondly, this isn't necessarily alcohol we're drinking. This just looks like alcohol, so it can be cool. This is actually very fancy looking dark glasses. Yeah, we're not alcoholics over here.
So, Elvis, you think that he's broken hearted?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. Just imagine you were with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Wanted to marry that person, and then you guys break up and you just like bounce back like it's nothing ever happened. That would be kind
I'd
of
be
like...
a sociopath.
Yeah, that's a sociopath to do that.
Yeah.
Or a doctor, or a lawyer. Those guys, Fortune 500 company people.
Now, just know this isn't going to be an Ulrich episode.
No, but let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it a little bit. I mean, it's also okay to grow. And the thing about it is, I think a lot of folks, and I think nobody's really restricted. As you come up, your understanding of what is it that you really want and what is it that really matters to you kind of like change over time. I like to say a lot of our women don't know what they're really looking for in a guy because it was never really thought to them. And most guys are not really thought what they need to be looking for a woman because it wasn't really thought to them. Most of us, growing up, if she was pretty and she was willing and she liked you, it was kind of like okay, and it was a good relationship and stuff like that. But now, as your level of understanding develops, you require much more.
All right, I disagree with that. I don't require much at all, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it seems like a lot. I don't need interest. I don't need stimulating conversation. I'm like, you ever heard that Billy Joel song? I don't need clever conversation. I never want to work that hard.
Right.
I just want someone I can talk to. I love you just the way you are. So
I
the
love
point
you
is,
just the way you are.
there we go. But the point, so I never had a type of woman or type of personality that would kind of intrigue me to the point, or I would seek out. So I never really had an idea of what you want.
But who want you deal with now?
Huh?
Who want you deal with now?
All right, I definitely know what I don't want. All right,
so who you don't want?
All right, I try not to alienate people when I talk about this because look, you're beautiful in your own way, no matter who you are,
right?
And I don't hate you. All right, I'm trying my best to sum this up, but I don't like women who I have to
Can I get
explain
your
my
eyeglass
corrections with.
You have that? Remember the eyeglass cleaner?
Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
So what I said is I don't like women that I'd have to explain how and why I corrected them with. So I think that was a polite way to say it.
A bag?
Yeah.
No, it's not back there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that was more so a polite way to say.
I'll be alright.
I don't like women I have to pacify. I don't like women I have to treat like a baby.
True. Now let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
About this, a little bit
That-
right there.
When you were, real strong and bucking at 18, 19.
I got no bitches 18, 19. Oh, excuse me.
Okay. How about 2021?
2021 I was killing it. 2021 I was killing it.
You was pacifying.
2021 I was something else because that's when I first really like towards the end of my 19th year. That's when I shaved my head, and apparently that's what women like when I started shaving my head. And I didn't lose my virginity until I was 20 years old.
That's pretty interesting. Now here was the funny thing I was about to say. So now, at 20, you have grown from the 20 to the 30-year-old version. Now you can't stand to pacify some chick. So your level of understanding is like, hey, you know what? That's not even worth it to me. If I have to get you and do all that stuff, no matter how pretty you are, I'm not really too concerned about pacifying and having a baby. At 19, 20, it's like, hey, listen, I'm going to rock you to sleep. I'm a baby. I'm going to put a pacifier in your mouth. I'm going to burp you, as long as you got
No. When I was 19 and 20, I was really just happy to get some pussy.
Well, yeah.
So I was a lot nicer.
As a result.
So once I started having sex, once I started getting in relationships, you get to a point where you're not. It's not like the same. It was almost magical to get some woman to even hold you, and to get a woman to touch you and like kiss you when you're laying down. That didn't even make sense to me because I wasn't like doing that like hookups to experiments when you're 16. Like I was barely feeling. I felt like just a little bit of titty by the time I was 16. I wasn't there. So when that did come, it was.
Wait
magical.
a minute, you didn't get to second base till you were 16?
Yeah. Yeah, I was what's going. My mother kept me in the house a lot. My mother did. I didn't really go to the. If I wasn't getting in, like, so I. So all right. So this is a lot. All right. This is not an order.
It's interesting, but go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So when I was younger, I used to be a little. I was a difficult kid. I was a lot of trouble. I used to get in a lot of shit. Right. A lot of stuff. So. It was. I wasn't getting a lot of stuff because I was staying out late and going to parties, or I wasn't getting into drug stuff. I wasn't getting into like sex or partying stuff. I was getting into stupid. Like, all right, I'll give you one example. Me and my friends one time, we were kind of, I guess, assholes. So my freshman year of high school, before school, we would come early before school, and we would kind of mess with the people for no reason, just random people, adults, grown men. We used to just bump into them and see if they would fight with us. We were that belligerent. I was that belligerent at that kind of like. I was getting bet. So, and to be honestly, I wasn't even. I don't even know that I was. I wasn't hostile, and I also wasn't a follower. But what I was because I kind of encouraged some of this this kind of stuff, and I don't know wherever this hostility came from. I just think I didn't take it seriously. Like I was so removed from other people's emotions and stuff like that they didn't take it. But anyways,
All right.
That's
Yeah.
I think that's a masculine presence.
Absolutely.
That's undeceited all and stuff like that. And properly guided, I think that's actually something that's kind of beneficial, you know. And I think we all kind of like experienced that a little bit.
Coming of age.
Right.
Coming of age was when you went out there with your father and you killed a deer and you slit his throat and you felt the deer go from hot to cold.
remember, I'm Sans father. I'm without father here. He was raised with his dad.
Yeah.
I think you were also without the dad.
I unfortunately raised myself.
All right.
I'm
So
a-
it's yourself, only mom, only, mostly dad.
Right.
There we go.
Well, my
Give her
mother was
respect.
there until I was 14, so I can't, I don't want to take away,
Right.
some of the core stuff that she gave me. What always made me different was that I was able to look a man in the eye from a very young age, but that was because we were raised in the church, and our church had a lot of ministerial servants that traveled the world. So from a very young age, I was used to being around tons of whites, and I would always look the brothers in their face, in their eyes, and we were talking. I knew how to shake a hand. So when I was out there on my own at 14 and became a emancipated minor at the age of 15, I was different. They called me, I didn't know I was different. What it was is that in other words, I won't be friends with a person until I see how they act around white people. Really. Yeah. I have to see how you act, because there's this thing I refer to as like something like we've been given some sort of script. And there's a humbleness that we have that's innate. Which word is it?
Innate.
Innate. And it's a lot of it is built in, and I need to see the breakaways. I need to see the outliers. I can only be friends with outliers. You're an outlier, you're an outlier.
But wait, how do we act around white people that's different?
You do very well around white people.
You
You do very well. He's only, but the doc is only around white people, and they all look up to him. It's amazing to see. They're all like this, because he's tall. All right, you're almost 6 foot tall. You're like this way from being 6 feet tall. Both of you guys. So all the doctors and all the people around him, and then you should see the way he does his speeches. He does presentations, huge PowerPoint presentations, and everybody in the room is like this to this black man. I want to be friends with that guy, but I knew this from when we first met. We talked about how we met through an old girlfriend, and I saw the way the doc was when it came to being around. Cause me, I'm at the toughest bar in Harlem, and he's coming into the toughest bar in Harlem, and he don't have any problems. Ain't nothing punk about him in the face. They're not looking at him and sizing him up. And then he goes around all the whites, and they're all like praising him and looking up to him and asking him what's going on. And then he was like running something at a very young age. He was like the head of this organization. So I appreciated that. So I have to see how you are, and the way you are, You have no problem with eye contact with whites. There is no humbleness in your body when you're you're not. No. You're not this humble person. You're an eye maker. You're a strong handshaker. You're in shape. You stand with your chest like this.
So we're all very masculine.
Yeah, well, no, it all started with I have a I'm not gonna say who it is, but there's let's just say, for argument's sake, there's a friend that I have, right? And I go visit this friend at their office, and when we were in the elevator talking, as I'm now gonna this is around the dot com era, before your time, the dot com boom. It's before your time. And the dot com boom, it's like I had a bunch of friends that were working in these offices downtown. They were hiring them. So this friend of mine's invited me to visit their office, and we were in the elevator chopping it up. They pressed like the 70th floor. So, woo, we going up to the 70th floor. When I got there, I wasn't impressed. There were people that were like looking like bums. They all dressed like bums, and they were on scooters and all that kind of stuff, running around with it was just like, nobody's gonna wear a shirt and a tie? Like what? I just couldn't get that. You on the 70th
It's
floor.
like a lock party.
No, it wasn't a party. This was their jobs. This is why the place failed. That's the reason why
startup.
.com
It was a startup. Yeah.
No. All these .com companies that blew up, they failed because there was only nobody in a suit. You ain't gonna respect nobody in a t-shirt talking about millions and millions of dollars. That's gotta don't work like that. We're already in our minds think we know what somebody that's why con men, they wear suits. Right. You know what I'm saying? They wear suits. They're not stupid. You know what I mean? So
you could get away with that once you already know you got the millions. Now you come in with a t-shirt like, oh, okay.
So like the Mark Zuckerberg.
But everybody kind of,
like that Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah,
it's a different thing. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, that Mark Zuckerberg look and that Ellen look, with the t-shirt and the jeans. Like, come on, man, with this crap. So anyway, why did I say that all? For what? For what rhyme or reason?
Because no, I'm trying to find it. I thought I had it.
It's giving background. It's giving background, knowing a little bit about.
Oh, the reason why I only can be friends with you after I see how you are
with white people.
With white people, I need to see how you respond with them. But let me tell you, we in the elevator. I'm all excited. We're going up to the 70th floor.
Right.
5 white people walk into the elevator, getting on from let's say the 12th floor. I think there was like a kitchen area in that 12th floor area. Right. So the calf, right? So they over there, that calf. It wasn't a cafeteria, but it was like lounges and maybe like vending machines and all that, and a place to get coffee. And I looked over, and my friend was facing the wall.
Literally?
Literally. We were like this. I'm here, there to the right of me. And the thing to press the elevator is there. All the people come in the elevator, about 5 to 7 people. They all reaching for their buttons. They pressed it. Now everyone is looking up at the elevator line. Right. And I didn't think nothing of it. I'm there, I'm happy, it was all good. I look over at my friend. My friend has now facing the wall, man. I couldn't be friends with that person after that.
That's a little crazy, though.
No,
that's crazy.
No, I've tested this. This is a real thing. That's why I can't be friends with you.
So wait, do you feel like so you feel like people of color are naturally intimidated by white people, and you determine their strength of character by people of color, how they act towards white people? Because you feel like they're naturally intimidated.
Yeah.
You feel like they're naturally. I've never walked in a group of white people and ever felt anything.
That's why you're my friend. That's why you're my friend.
I don't even understand. That doesn't even make sense.
Well, now that I said it, it's going to resonate to you.
But you have to think about the fact that what most people get, especially of color, they're raised with that certain perception of being a subpar, especially when it comes to that. Now, if you buy into that script, you may naturally take that on and kind of may not make eye contact, always kind of defer to them or that type of thing. So you being that way, you just didn't drink all that Kool-Aid. and it just didn't make sense to you, so you didn't act that way. So it's a big thing to know everybody stand on their own. But if you've been, fed this thing, you may come in as an underdog. So one of those things I do with the boys a lot is
And
to
the
talk
boys
about,
are his children. His two sons.
is to talk about those type of things, about looking somebody in the eye. But the thing about it is just really being aware of yourself and being comfortable with whatever that thing is.
Oh man.
Earlier
Yeah.
this week, my youngest just had his first his second basketball game.
Right.
So now they both are playing basketball this year. Soccer, he's a superstar. He's like the man on the team. So you're talking about an 8-year-old and, his head is bigger than the sky. So now we've been playing basketball and he's better than most of the kids. But I can't fault the starting five. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? In his position, the kid is there that's playing. It's all right. Also happens to be the coach's son. Okay? So now, the first game, he was like super excited. He ran so fast he fell and all this other stuff. So the first thing that normally happens with your first game. But he did all right. He scored a point. He got a steal and so on and so forth. The second game, I kind of talked to him about slowing down, some of the things that he needs to do. Second game, he played way better. But towards the end of the game, the coach benched him. And he was just kind of like there. And he would put him in the game for like a minute, like literally for like 50 seconds. And then he put another kid and told him to come out. And you could see on his face like he was, it's almost embarrassing. It's like it was embarrassing. It's almost like, it's almost like he wanted to cry because he wanted me to see him play. And the whole thing is that rivalry with the brother. And, the brother went through the same thing. Now, the brother, he actually played a tournament right after Thanksgiving. So Friday and Saturday, I think he had 2 games on Friday and 1 game on Saturday. So that was his very first time playing.
Right.
So the brother didn't start the first game. So we gave him a couple of things for him to do and then for him to be, actually be active and be protected for the team. So now he's actually starting. So this is just 2-3 games. So now he's starting against all these minutes.
So the older one is now starting.
Right.
Right.
But they have this little rivalry. So now it's like he's not starting. He got benched sort of. So now the brother's ready to like throw that in his face. So but I needed them to go through that of having that high and having that low I got upset about it to the point that I almost wanted to say, get your stuff. Let's get out of here. Like why he wasn't there. It bothered me that much because
what they call that Papa Bear. Papa Bear.
I found myself kind of upset because I saw the anger and the hurt in him, and it's like, and after the game was over and they shook their hands and stuff like that, as he walked to me, his eyes started to well up because he didn't get a chance to play. That bothered him, and I had to like really sit down and talk to him about him working his way through that and what he needs to do because he is better than them.
Right.
So the thing about it is, but you have to kind of recognize that because that's not always going to be immediate. So you have to.
I have a question. Are these white kids?
They are, of course.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So it's like
because these kids are.
I'm laughing because
they're going to an affluent school, right?
Yeah.
They're going to an affluent school, and they're surrounded. That's why I like when my kids are with his kids, and he likes when his kids are around my kids because they get to be around, black kids.
Yeah, both like to keep them away from black youth. I realize.
Well, we want that. We want them to be around. No, we want them around the black youth.
Weird way.
I specifically actually want that. Now, their mom, on the other hand, she may feel a little bit differently about that, is worried about safety and all this stuff, and if they're going to get into
safety because if you're like where there's mostly black people, you feel like there are neighborhoods that are mostly more high crime. The schools are a little more rough.
They might get into a fight and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's the world.
That's the world.
They need to see that.
Yes.
My high school had metal detectors, man. So I'm not.
What
are you saying?
The kids are going through trauma and all that type of stuff. I mean, earlier on, they used to love to shave their head like me, until they started to get teased by kids in their school.
Oh, the girls
so then they
love
want
that shit.
So they want to start to grow their hair.
Right.
So in reverse way, they get a different level of hate because they want to fit in with their peers. And the thing is, although they're peers, but they're a different type of peer.
Right.
They can't look
What-
like you and you can't look like them, so you can't try to, be what they are. You know what I'm saying?
So do you try to teach them individualism? Do you really, anytime they try to join a trend, are you really adamant about being like, come on, chill with that?
No, so it's about them, really making it their own. Do they really want to do that?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or do they catch themselves catching a trend? So they're getting a handle of it, but they're like kids, and especially if they have that iPhone, it's going to win unless you put a harness on it,
Because I observe Elvis with his son, and he's very adamant about him not being a joiner inner. And I feel like there's something about him that feels like he would be failing how I observe him. He'd be failing if his kid was a trend joiner, and he wouldn't. That means you need for him as father. That's what I was That's what I was trying to see. Because we're like-minded in a weird way.
Yeah, that's why now I take my children to thrift shops.
Yeah.
All their clothes I'm buying from thrift shops.
So they don't have that
They
ego,
don't
that
have that
pointless
ego.
ego.
Even though his sneakers are the newest ones by that. What's the guy? The ball. The ball guy. No, the ball. LaMelo.
Yeah.
He's rocking the new Mellow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But everything else is from the thrift shop.
You see that they'll develop character from that.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
a
agree
great
with
experience, and
that.
that's a great experience. It's interesting because it's almost like the boys are in between, because they'll see a pair of sneaker that's like, they just like, and it's like, $30,
Right.
and they love it, But then they also like, oh, I want to get this and that. So it's like it's okay, so just have to.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I get those eBay sneakers for my son too that I spent $38 on, and I get them a pair like every 2 months because he wears them out. They're like foam posits, and they're really cool, stylish. They got like some kind of German name on it and stuff. It's real fire. But I'm letting him know, you got the Mellows and now you got the Kyries, even though his Kyries he got from the thrift shop, a brand new pair of Kyries. From the thrift shops, I paid $29 for them, and he's happy and loves them. And actually found another pair of Kyries and had me call the doc to see if one of his sons would want them because he's like, look, they're brand new, Dad. Look, see if one of the doc's sons wants them. See what their shoe size, and they didn't fit. There was 6, and his sons are 7. Well, my son his foot is a 12.
And just to reiterate,
he's only 12 years
Elvis,
old.
you have 2 children, correct? You
Right.
have 2 children.
No, I have 3 kids.
You have 3. You have an older.
Yeah, I have a 24-year-old, I have a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Gotcha.
Right,
2
right,
kids.
right.
How old
I
are
got
you?
11 and 9.
11 and 9.
Yeah.
11 and
I'm
9.
yet to have kids, but I got the baby fever, man. I'm almost. And when I hear y'all talk about kids, it almost makes me like I feel like a chick almost. I'm like, oh shit.
No.
That's what it's supposed to be.
No. That is not a chick move, yo.
No,
Wanting to have children is a natural thing for the father of men.
I like how y'all are all
Don't be
me
convinced
immediately.
by that. Yeah.
Don't see, don't perpetuate that lie.
Yeah, we're gonna segue that into our topic.
But
Go
I
ahead.
think what we're saying is that fact that through all of this, what you want now is different than what you wanted when you were 20. And what you may want when you're 40, there's things that you tolerate now that you might not tolerate when you're 40. And the same thing for us, well, you're good.
I
But
can't
the thing-
tolerate.
by the
I
time we
can't
get to
tolerate
50
any
or
less
60,
than I tolerate now. I
Yeah,
can't
but
tolerate any less.
When
than I
you
tolerate
were
now.
getting engaged, yes, I did promote the engagement and I wanted you to get engaged, but I also did tell you you're like 5 years too young for this.
He did tell me that.
I
but
told
he
him
did
you
tell me
should wait
that,
till
that
you're
he did
35
that.
years old
Exactly.
before you
He did the
consider
true
marriage.
story.
Right.
But he was with the chick for 5 years, so it's like he almost wasted her
Yeah,
time.
and this chick
And-
proposed to me year 2. Year 2, she proposed to me, and I said, "Woman, what are you doing?"
No, I mean, that's, yeah.
Bitch.
No. I mean, it can't fly.
Have you ever had a woman propose to you?
No, I mean that's the thing is I had many women who let me know that's where their heart is at. And that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
But you ain't gonna propose to me, like
Right.
It's just it's just not something that can happen in that fashion.
Right.
And the same thing with the baby thing too.
I listen. I do. But so I really do want a child.
Which is
I'm
fine.
really interested.
Which
in
is
having a
normal.
child.
Which is
And
You're
when I-
31
when I-
years old.
When I
This
hear
is
people
normal.
talk about children, I literally, I'm
But it's not a
I'm on
woman
the
thing.
train.
It's a man thing.
Yeah, I got
They
you. I'm
try
on
to
the
take that
train.
away from us.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm watching people with kids. I'm like, that's right.
That is
She's
a man
right.
thing.
That's
That's
a man thing.
That's a man thing. Then have us believe it's a woman thing. But here are the thing: be wary of the woman that jumps into your life and I want to have a baby. Because the thing is, that woman should be so impressed with you so immoral by you that she want to expand this world that you see, that she's willing to give it to herself and to expand that world.
Well, all right,
her desire is
I
to
agree.
be able to carry a baby and stuff. That's how it's supposed to be. But now they want to, they
Well,
want to
can I
have
talk
a
about my
baby.
fears? Can I tell my fear?
Go ahead.
My biggest fear is because I'm personable with kind of women that kind of, since I'm open to a lot of different personalities with women, and I assume that I'll be able to filter them through my principles, and I'll say, no matter what your personality is, you come in here, I'll be like, woman, I expect this. Woman, do this. Well, it's not that I'm commanding. What I'm saying is, I don't take in different personalities as in I'm not gonna be able to deal with her. I assume if I like you a little bit, I'm attracted to you, I'm gonna be able to have you in a position that I can tolerate you. You understand?
Right.
So my fear is I'm gonna have somebody who I bring in and who I'm too open with and might be too terrible for me, and I tolerate it because I'm so open, I'm so confident with my ability to relate to people, that I bring in a woman that's completely obtuse to me. I don't see any of the signs that she's gonna like fuck me over, because she'll everyone I dealt will listen when I like maybe check them and when I'm aggressive.
Yeah,
but they still
women-
go fat.
let me
Sorry.
let me say this. Women and men all reveal their true selves. And you can't get 90 days, 6 months away from a woman. Can't go 90 days, 6 months without you saying to yourself, this is somebody who I like. Not saying that there will not be tests that need to be taken now, like that, like how's she going to respond? Now, you talked about this, how's she going to respond in the death of a family, how's she going to respond in a financial situation, your stocks crash, something like that. These things, of course, they're things that you don't know 100%, but a woman cannot go 6 months without you truly knowing.
I agree with you.
Yeah, okay,
I agree. What
okay.
I'm saying is I overestimate my ability to understand my ability to tolerate their true selves. So sometimes some girls can like annoy the crap out of me, but I say I can deal with her. I know how to check her. I know how to put her in a position where she will not annoy the crap out of me.
Right.
So I overestimate myself. That comes from some arrogance I may have. So that kind of stuff scares me, because I agree with you. I will see their true self within 6 months, but I would let them in enough where I'd probably be like, I can tolerate you enough. I'm tough enough to deal with you, no matter how crazy you might be. I'm gonna put my kids in here. You got my kids now. Oh shit! Now that I have kids, I'm more cognizant of how crazy you are, because I'm thinking about somebody outside of myself, and that's my fear. So with
that's they call that an inauthentic fear.
This is good,
because there's nothing to fear but fear itself.
But this is, you know what? This is good, because that fear is probably going to save you.
Right.
You know what?
No, it's not.
No, it is. It is.
You need to have that, because that is the biggest mistake you could do, is to put the babies in the wrong person.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's my fear.
So that's the thing. And the truth of the matter is, you have to make sure that you vet them properly.
I'm not a vetter. That's my problem. I'm telling you that's our problem.
Yes.
The problem is you can't be anchored in this person that you think you are
right now.
Because the person that you are at 31 years old, dude, that's light. You are going to go through different chapters.
I thought I was pretty advanced at 31.
You are.
For my not advanced for a 31-year-old, but advanced in my principles, in which 31 like some people don't change. You know how you don't change 39 to 45 or something like that.
I don't know if that's true.
I was
so
deep in, to be honest.
You can change 6 months from now by being enlightened, by having a higher, like, what's the word? A higher frequency. You're gonna see different
self-awareness, I think.
Yeah, you see differentness that you want to change. There's a lot of things about me that I don't like. That I don't like the way I am with employees. I have a problem with employees that I'm working on. Like, I don't like to bark on employees because they always quit. It's not the restaurant business. The restaurant and bar business, you can drop a few F-bombs on a person. Those days are over. People are not accepting that. They just rather not work. So I have to understand that I can't just ask a person, yo, what the hell are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like I need you to use common sense here. Like what the F you thinking? Answer me. Because I need to have an understanding that I'm hiring someone that can do the job the way I need it done. And then they never come back. And it's not even like you're being harsh. So there's a lot of parts of me that I would like to, like I know now that I have to pull my staff to the side and say, yo, when you get a second, let me talk to you. Stuff like that I never did.
Yeah, but Elvis, you can be intimidating if somebody doesn't know you. Like, yo, he went to my work. He went to my job. He was gonna pick me up, and I didn't have my phone was I lost my phone and I had to order a new one at the time.
Right.
So he came to my job, and apparently he was really like he was checking the staff, asking for me. Like, where's you'll know where he is. He was being very intimidating, but he didn't understand. If he came at one of us like that, we would understand it. Him coming to the job.
Wait, but did anybody say I was intimidating, or that's how you took it?
That's time out. All right. No one said directly to me you're intimidating.
Right.
Time out. What happened is when they called on the phone, when they asked for me,
right.
they were nervous and they sounded coerced.
Well, here's the thing. I walk in there and I said I'm looking for Ulrich. I'm here to pick up Ulrich, but I knew he didn't have his phone, so I didn't know if I wanted him to know I was downstairs because this was the time for him to leave.
Right.
And I'm like, normally I'm sitting in the car, he jumps in the car, we come here. This time I'm sitting in the car, he ain't nowhere to be found. So I said, let me go inside and let him see what's going on. So I maybe didn't even know his phone was broke. Oh no, I didn't know because I said, I'm looking for Ulrich. And the women were like, nobody works here by that name. And I was just like, okay. I said, well, he does work here. He's my friend. I'm here to pick him up. And I described him. I said, he's 5'11" with a bald head. And
well, he described the game that I explained to him that I had to arrange for the kids.
No.
Described
So I hear a bunch of things going on. So I said, maybe he's in that room. Can I take a look in that room? And they were like, no, he's definitely not in that room. And I go, all right, no problem. Here's what he told me he did with his students the other day. Where would that person be?
Well, like they would know at the front desk.
But they were like, seriously, here was the thing is they were off-putting to me. They were dismissive to me.
Right.
And then the lady says, are you sure this is the place he's supposed to be? And I says, take a look at me, lady. Do I look like the kind of guy who goes around and don't know where he's going? And she was just like, I don't know. And I was just like, well, I'm waiting for my friend. Maybe I should stay here or I'll just go out. And then, check this out. He comes down the stairs. And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Boom, boom. I said, I'm out. He says, yeah, I'll be with you in 2 seconds. I'm leaving. I said, all right. So we leave out of the place. And the girl that was telling me that he doesn't work here, she goes over to him and goes, I knew that's who you were talking about. And I go like this to her, which is what he then gets. He didn't know about this energy.
Right.
And what then he gets is me going, stop lying. You were totally trying to get me to leave. And told me that he didn't work here.
Think about like, all right, chill
knock it
out.
off. So yeah, I handled that a little bit like, you know, I could have said, that's cap and made it nice. No, I said, you're a liar. That never happened. You were trying to convince me to leave.
Yeah, cap was a lot of sweeter way to.
Yeah, cap was a lot sweeter, but I purposely say, you're a liar. Stop it.
How do you feel about that? You feel like
To be honest, I'm a lot meaner and more straightforward with my coworkers sometimes than he was there.
Yeah.
I got into my.
I know I wasn't.
So like there must be friends.
They were insulting. No, they were insulting my intelligence and dismiss.
No. I'm not
I
like
can't stand that's dismissive thing.
No. He got sensitive. No. I don't get sensitive like that. I get pissed when my this sounds terrible. When the people I'm supervising, I don't want to call them my subordinates.
But that's what they are. They are subordinates. If you slept with one of them, that's the first thing they would say. You slept with your subordinate. That's the first thing they would say, you know? But no, I'm not saying you would sleep with them. I'm just these are adult women. You're the boss. You're in charge. They're acting like they don't know who you are, even though I know this was these two women were front desk people.
Yeah.
And I even explained to him, he's new here. He just got here he just got here for this. He just got here, and they were like, "Why don't you just call him?" That's what triggered me, I think, because I was like, "Yo, he lost his phone. He don't have a phone."
And you were there. Remember when we came back? And
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This was a Premium Black News episode. Chat.
Anyway, so now you get a little background. We got to get to the subject of this.
Oh, I
this
forgot
young
what the
lady.
subject
This
matter.
thing while you think about that, that just remind me of a good friend of mine's, Leroy. These things kind of happen. Work at different places and stuff like that, where the folks that's there, they should definitely know who you are, but then we play like they don't know. Or I'm calling for
Right.
like who? Like the person, the medical director that's there.
So
he
people have
barks.
told you they don't know him, Leroy?
And
And this guy runs that whole area, that runs the whole department. How you don't know this guy?
And that's the last thing you could do to somebody like with Leroy's background. So he's gonna go in.
Right.
He got too tough, man.
Like, so
just,
you don't know the person that's keeping the place open and who the license thing is running on. You don't know who that person is.
Right.
That's
So
what he says.
let me also say this to you. I do have a little bit of a fuse, right? My fuse is but I do have a fuse. It's not like it's just I'm exploding everywhere. But I was at the library, with my children at the library, and there's this young man there that I see all the time at the library, and then during the summer I used to see him at the pool. So every time I see him, I always say, "How you doing, young man?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm doing good." And he always refers to me as Mr. or Sir, because I'm Mr. Elvis to all the kids. You're not gonna call me Elvis. I'm Mr. Elvis. Let's not play that game. My kids, they call everybody Mr. and Miss such and such. We don't play that. We don't play that crap in my home. So now, the young man is sitting there, and there's 3 girls sitting at the tables on their phones, by the way. And they weren't being loud or rambunctious or anything. They were just being like normal teenage kids. By the way, these are teenagers. They're like 14 years old. The girls are in that one young man. So, and this young man is 14. He's like brolic. Like he's like, he's very, very strong, very healthy, about 180 pounds. He looks like he needs to be like on a football team. He could go that route if he wanted to. Or, anything like that. So now, I say to him, I shake his hand. And of course, he gives me the finger handshake. So I say to him, I was like, "Yo, let's do that again." And I said to him real quiet, I said, "Yo, let's do that one more time." And I reached over so he can give me the handshake. And I said, "No, that's a good handshake." And the three girls, one of the little girls, not little girls, but one of the young ladies there, she was like, "Ha ha ha," like that. And I was just like, "You saw the sound that young woman just made?" And he was like, "Yeah, sorry." And I said, "Don't apologize. She doesn't recognize that there are some people you don't do that to. From the beginning of you meeting them, she might think she has to get to know me before she respects me. But like, you respect me, you don't even really know me. That's what makes us different." You understand that, right?
Because there's a fear of consequences with men on men.
Yeah.
There's a confidence, there's an arrogance that women have.
Laughing at
There's
me.
a weird arrogance that women have. I agree.
Somebody might say, "Well, I might have taken it too far," but no, I wanted this young man to know that this right here is inappropriate what she just did to me. She should have shut up, paid attention, and then when I walked away, she just said, "Who's that?" But instead, she wanted to hit me with the bah. Mind you, I was being very, very, very discreet with him. I said, "Let's try it one more time." And I gave him another handshake. I didn't try to do it. When he did it, I looked him in the eye and said, "That's how you do it."
She's careless. She doesn't know some people have a line. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know that line.
She doesn't know people have a line.
They're not teaching the children the line. These parents are teaching their children that the line is only with them. Everyone else in the street, they're fair game.
Oh shit! Don't get me started with that shit.
Yeah. Let's play the video.
I'll play this. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Play this.
All right, cool.
If your boyfriend likes photos and videos of girls with huge butts on the internet, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Michaela. I have a fat butt, and I will happily block your boyfriend if you ask me. But that's not why I'm here. Why I'm here is to tell you the story of how I got like this, because I'm just like you. By the way, I have clay all over me. But my ex-boyfriend would like photos of Jeanette Guzman, the Instagram model. I think he actually only liked like 5 photos total. But when I discovered this, and we had just started dating, when I discovered this, I would cry every night. I would devalue myself. I have PPD, by the way. I would devalue myself. I am not good enough. I am not a good enough person because I don't have a fat butt. And I don't have every single surgery that Jeanette Guzman has, so I'm not good enough. And this went on for a long time. I was very insecure, and I became very, very sad, and I just hated who I was. I hated myself. So what did I do? I tried everything in the books. I tried everything I possibly could do to look like Jeanette Guzman. And I think I've done a pretty good job. I think I did a decent job. But now this dude is gone. And apparently his type is completely freaking different to anything I am. So I did all this for nothing. You're telling me I got surgery that I can't reverse just for the man to go have a different type. But anyway, this is completely irreversible. So the more weight I gain, the fatter my butt gets, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. It is just constantly growing. And today I was getting bubble tea. Alicia, would you want to tell them the story? I was getting bubble tea today, and some lady on drug came up to me and was like, "So you like the way you look? This is what young girls blah 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 blah," and just gave me and I just burst into tears. I bursted into tears because I was that young girl, okay, and I became this, and this is not what I want to advertise to anyone. It's going to be so controversial, but people that do this to themselves are mentally ill. If we say we don't, we're lying. Obviously not for everyone, but if you're in that boat, you know what boat I'm talking about. Cancel that surgery. Because 1, the train's going to be gone in a few years. 2, it hurts, it's very painful, and costs a lot of money. And 3, you will regret it because that man is going to be gone. And then you'll be stuck with a freaking dump truck that you can't get rid of and get screamed at on the street by old ladies on drugs.
Okay.
I don't believe anything this woman is saying.
Well, what she said when you went to the bathroom was that
I was listening.
she got this body done because the boyfriend liked the pictures of an Instagram model. So she decided to transform her body to what her boyfriend liked on the internet. And he dumps her, and the new woman he has, which he's marrying and putting babies in her, I'm sure, the woman looks nothing like this creation that she created.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this was really a great thing for us to talk about, because so many women don't know what men want. So many women think that if you like a picture, then that's their competition, instead of understanding that a man will like a picture of a sunset as well. He would like a picture of, what's that called, the aurora borealis. The aurora borealis gets a lot of freaking likes from men.
First of all, I think what she's saying is completely contrived. I think what she's saying is completely fake. If she was really insecure about herself, why'd she have matching bra and panty set? Why is her, even though her butt was off, she looked kind of sexy? What, she was kind of put together for somebody, for a horror story, she was very put together. Does that make sense?
In other words, she's still promoting her OnlyFans while
she's still promoting her sexiness while convincing people of the consequences of
BBL.
Right, great point. I thought of that as well.
I don't trust that.
You don't trust anything she has to say. She's not wife material, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sad case, because this is the type of stuff that's kind of get played on. So we have this woman that's doing that, and she talks about, you know, the boyfriend that she had that went to this, you know, to where his new woman is something that's more normal. I used to say something about this before. That Afrocentric look with the hip and the butt and the breast and the lips is something that's very attractive across the board and across races.
Right.
So it's no wonder that all the races are emulating this look. But I almost think when we flood the market with this look, it becomes something that becomes so attainable. Everybody have a small waist, big butt, and boobs, and everybody looks the same. So what becomes attractive to the person now is somebody that's very, very regular and somebody that you can trust. We have to think about in the past, the very, very attractive person is the person that wasn't married. Nobody married that person. That was the person for the streets.
Talking about like the Riveter, what's a you know that girl with the bandana? She's a little brolic. It's something the Riveter. It's like a famous woman of feminism. Is an icon of feminism.
No, it's not like
she wears a bandana yeah.
But that
I've seen those posters.
But the idea, beyond that is this woman that kind of like stands out, who's very attractive, and all the guys are looking at her, but nobody want to wipe them up. That's the person that everybody will bang.
Of course.
That's not the person that I'm gonna put in my home and and care for, who I think is going to care about me, and those type of things. Those look, as they're being promoted now, and what a lot of the ladies are doing with it, those become the folks that people don't trust. Those are not what you call the wives. That is the jump offs. And you're talking about back in a certain time, a person would have, a community and multiple women, but, if he, tricked off or went to go smash something for the night, it'll be one of those people that looks like that.
Yeah.
And then you come back to his family. So it's not even a thing like that. So we have to kind of be careful of that. So now, what's her motive specifically? She was clearly, the way she was dancing and parading around, she wanted people to see it, So she's trying to down it, but at the same time parading her own,
fake red pill.
So it's it's weird.
That's what you call a body positivity hustler. There's the race hustlers. There's the feminism hustlers. She's a body positivity hustler. I think what she's promoting what's not even a
body positivity hustler?
Yeah, same.
Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. We got
they're all around.
body positivity hustler.
Right now, Lizzo's the GOAT. Lizzo's the GOAT right now. But what I'm saying is, there's nothing necessarily that she's making what's wrong with her body more dramatic than what would have been said otherwise. So in other words, if you just saw her body, if you just saw her body, you wouldn't have said, "Oh shit, that's what girls gotta watch out for." You're like, "Damn, that ass is obnoxiously big," but I'd hit it. That's what. So no one would have any dramaticism or have any qualms against what her body is. However, she's presenting her body as, "Oh, look, girls, watch out, because this is what I went through," even though it's inconsequential. It's still even sexy to some people. I barely even found an issue with the body. Mm-hmm. But now she's gonna make money off people, off of the people who are most insecure about their bodies. Their bodies are probably not even that messed up. The weird pear shapes that guys will still have sex with, the guys don't have the same issue with. But she's making trying to boost self-esteem for people who she's making like ordinary bodies seem kind of weirder by trying to promote the weirdness of their ordinary bodies. Does that make sense?
I do get what you're saying. Yeah, you're gonna say something by trying to what?
By trying to assist them and trying to build them up, she's tearing them down and saying, "Hey, your body sucks. You're disgusted, but I'm with you. Look at me. I'm a sexy one. I'm different. Look,
don't do this.
And don't do this. Because you don't want to be able to make that clap like this. Pop, 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 pop. Like, yeah.
But meanwhile, all these chicks are looking like, "Oh, I wish my body was like that," or But
body positivity hustler. Mm-hmm. Premium Black News. You heard it first.
Right.
And let me just say this. She talked about mental illness on this. She talked about how if you want to do what I did, it's a sign of mental illness. And then she also talked about how, and I talked about this a second ago, is that her boyfriend liked only 5 pictures of somebody. But you had him already. He was your boyfriend. He was committed to you. But you decided to not only get this body, you became an Instagram model with that body. She didn't get that body for him.
No.
Because if she got that body for him, we would have never known this story. Because what she didn't realize is that no man wants their woman to be an Instagram model. I don't care how many men say they're willing to smash. If they had a choice, okay, this is the woman you like, this is her style. After you get with her, she's gonna then leave she's gonna leave Instagram alone, never go back on it. He's gonna be like, yeah, that's the one I want. No man's gonna say, nah, I want her to have her to have her following.
Yeah.
I want her to. Yeah. So this is
She's
her
hustlers don't care what they sell you. They don't care. She don't care. She doesn't care that she doesn't care about her people. She doesn't care about her, and by her people I mean the people who have negative interpretations of their body.
Right.
She doesn't care about those people. She cares that those people will follow her. So the only takeaway I even got from that video is that she's the Jesse Jackson of box surgeries. If that makes
But
sense.
she's not botched. She's
Botched, but I mean allegedly
not
botched.
botched.
Allegedly botched.
She's psychologically botched.
She's as botched as Jesse Jackson is oppressed. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
They feel as hard as it will sell. That's what. All right, sorry.
That was good.
I'm hoping that what she saying actually resonate in a way that would make sense to the folks in the sense that she's trying to say it. She might be faking it, but hopefully a lot of men now, they do shy away from that type of woman. And the thing about it is, what makes you so valuable is the fact that you would do that, or whatever it is that you are, you're reserving it for that man you decide to give yourself to. The minute you want to parade it for everybody to see, that's when your value goes to zero.
Seriously. And I just think that this culture of clout chasing and its perversions with the OnlyFans, and these women are having what they believe is true opportunity to use what they got to get what they want. I mean, it's costing you 50 grand. So it's really, this is an investment. You're investing in this idea. And you said something earlier that I would push back a little bit on. You said, well, I guess there is truth to it, but it's like you said that these women are putting their bodies to mimic a look that universally men are attracted to.
Okay.
And I
disagree. Yeah,
I can believe that. I do believe that, and I guess I don't want to believe that.
Okay.
Because let me tell you, man, it ain't. I'm not into that small waist with the hips and the ass like that, like she has. It doesn't really.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But like you said,
that's
it's just sex. It's
exaggerated
just
though,
sex.
right?
Yeah, she's exaggerating.
Yeah.
It's just
the
sex.
26,
Yeah, that's exaggerated.
13, 40. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's
just
exaggerated. Yeah. And then it's like the belly button that they get after that. But
gross. But I know. I thought we were going with somewhere different. But I would say, I was disagree earlier. I don't think I think men are more determined by societal beauty than men give themselves credit for. I think the fact that, to be honest, me and Elvis were talking about this in the car, but bigger women are kind of trendy now, right? Isn't that's not an issue?
are they?
Really?
Didn't you say that?
I didn't say that. When we talked about
That they're
this.
trendier now.
Trendier?
Well,
Because you
I
were talking
think-
about the women that you had at your bar,
Right.
and how, but now it's not the same as in the back in the day. They had to
Right.
they had to
Yeah.
they had to like make
Show
like
up at 7.
they had to do different things in order to get the same
When the
attention they had
women
now.
was
It's like-
showing, you remember the first
All right,
bar, the first bar that we had when you and I met. That
Wait,
bar.
is that appropriate to explain to them?
No, we're not gonna go that.
All right,
that's
sorry.
the way I said it, but we're gonna clean it up.
All right.
And these women would show up. The fat girls will always show up at 7, 8 o'clock, and they would just sit in the back. They'll have that one drink. They'll nurse that drink for 3 hours because they knew I was not playing that. I wasn't letting a bunch of bad girls in my joint. It was, you had to be dressed with high heels. I always pushed that. But if you got here at 7 o'clock and you're already, I already made $200 in the register. I ain't mad at you. And you tip the bartender, and you're nice. But you knew there was a certain place for you. Okay? Whoa, that's kind of.
I don't know. That's what I didn't know how to say. I didn't know how to say.
I don't want to backpedal,
Yeah,
but I gotta backpedal a little bit.
You don't mean no. There's no. Listen. A big woman, a beautiful. Listen, I'll make love to you. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't care. I'm sorry. Listen, the point I'm saying is that you said there was this person's. You were saying that men have a certain image of. What I disagree with in what you said is that men are not moved by the current aesthetic standards of the time. So I don't know, like he was saying how in when he owned the bar that big women had to just accommodate to have sex. Nowadays, you can be a big woman, you don't have to sit in the back. You can sit anywhere, you can get laid. So I think that's what he was insinuating. I don't know that. I'm not saying that that's true.
Right.
That could have just related to his bar.
Yeah, before
I- yeah,
social
I'm
media,
saying
those
that-
girls wasn't getting laid.
Yeah, they weren't getting this.
They weren't getting
attention.
laid before social media.
Yeah, so
before social media, now it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You got a really good looking guy, and he has, 40 big girls to choose from, and he's probably going to take on 10 or 12 of them in the next year or two. Whereas, these girls, it was very difficult for a big girl to get the guy who was that attractive, with the nice car, the nice watch, the nice clothes, who gave good eye contact, who could speak well. Because they were, like I said, they had to get to the bar early. They had to get there early before the crowd came, and they were. I don't know. I feel a little bit like I don't have anything 10 toes that I want to stand on.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I don't want to stand on and let's also remember this. We're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Times have changed. The big girls are showing up at 2 in the morning now to get in, and getting in.
Yeah, that's what
They couldn't get in at 2 o'clock in the morning when I was coming up. You had to be here by 7.
Yeah. So
And it didn't mean that I wouldn't sleep with you. We're
not big girl haters over here. We can care less.
No.
Well, and I wasn't disagreeing with you, Dad. I think I was more disagreeing with her insinuation that big girls are somewhat looked at in a negative light, and there's some kind of aesthetic. Because first of all, men take what they can get to an extent. Women take what they can get to an extent. No one's eliminating saying, oh, you're not perfect to my aesthetic standards, therefore I'm not gonna not only ban you, I'm not even gonna think of making a relationship with you. That's false. That's untrue. Even people who articulate those standards don't follow them. That's fake. That's kind of a facade.
Wait. You're saying that if a man says he doesn't want a fat girl, he'll still be with her?
No. What I'm saying is, so what the woman insinuated.
Oh, the woman.
I credited
the clip.
the
clip.
I credited that because I was only disagreeing with you agreeing with her insinuation that men want this specific type of women. They want this specific type, and that's not true with any normal man. That's true with a psychopath who has very specific. That's not normal for a man to be that particular about wanting to make love to a woman. That's not normal. That's odd because I find men to be more instinctual. I find men to be less. Maybe that's my interpretation, but whatever. But What I was disagreeing is that insinuation is that if a woman doesn't have that weird body that she's trying to achieve by getting those like absurd butt implants, that doesn't. None of that stuff even makes you a keeper to men.
No.
None of that stuff.
No.
So
No.
so she's
No.
doing. She's
Push
dealing
it
with
away.
a personal. So she has a personal psychosis that she's All right, this is what I'm having. This is what I'm seeing with a lot of movements. Individuals have their own psychosis that they apply to the rest of the world. So they say because they assume no man wants me because I'm not this, and that all that means is some guy was insecure. She was insecure. The woman I'm speaking about was insecure a little bit because maybe it didn't work out with a man, and she assumes that the only reason that that man didn't choose her as her person was that she didn't have the aesthetic body. When I don't see any normal man, and this may be hyperbole, in which I'm speaking of, I'm doing the same thing, speaking of men in general.
Right.
I don't think it makes any sense that a man would ruin a relationship with a woman who had a kind of regular body. She doesn't even have to be a bigger or chunky.
Exactly.
Chubby. She can have a regular normal body and she can still be wife material.
Exactly.
She can still be mother material. That whatever she's having is a psychosis that I don't think she understands herself. That she thinks she had to take that step. I guarantee you that man probably said her butt was beautiful. But she
probably did, exactly.
She decided, okay, I need to change because I don't like myself.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it is, excuse me, is that she believed that this was going to help her relationship. He was going to like her the way he liked someone else. It is mental illness. I mean, just imagine a man, like if I went to a Facebook page and then how would I even know who you liked?
Yeah.
How would I know? I don't even know how would I find out who someone liked? It's kind of disturbing.
You know it is.
That she knows that he liked the picture. For how the F do you know
I don't think she knows that. I don't think she understands. I don't think she knows.
No, I think there is that in technology. I think technology does have that ability.
No, I think because I believe her to be a body positivity hustler. I don't think she thinks. I don't think she's looking at it in a way where it has anything to do. Look, all right. So Jesse Jackson, right? Because I've mentioned Jesse Jackson. Martin Luther King. When Martin Luther King got killed, Jesse Jackson was Martin Luther King's right hand man. I'm gonna check. When Martin Luther King got killed, Jesse Jackson rubbed his blood on his shirt. And he started going and doing a press tour.
He went a press tour with the blood.
With the blood on his shirt, in order to promote that. In order to promote how much it hurt people, not just hurt people, hurt him. It hurt black people in general.
Right.
And then what Jesse Jackson did in the 90s was he would go to businesses and conglomerates and corporations and say, y'all don't have enough black representation. This is how I represent black representation. Oh, and so what Jesse Jackson is, he stronged on people into feeling the way he did and him benefit from people feeling the way she did. I think what's happening with this woman is she's insecure about her body. She has a mental issue she can't coincide with. I think Jesse Jackson is not. I don't think Jesse Jackson is mentally ill. I think he knows where he can make money. So I think she's mentally. I think she has a mental issue personally, where she felt she had to take that extra road and take surgery. But I feel like she understands that expressing that she had this insecurity about her body has monetary value.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Right. She's red pill hustling. What's the word you use? Breaking news on this word here?
Body positivity hustler.
Body positivity hustling.
You know,
I
it's
love
like that Jesse Jackson thing is very interesting, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
It really is. It really
You're right.
is. But
I mean, it felt like it went left, but it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't left.
Just how they use it, they use really traumatic things.
Yeah. He smeared that blood all over that shirt.
For real.
And he went on tour.
It's a whole different type of thing altogether. this young lady, you know, I don't personally think that she has anything mentally wrong with her. I think she just got caught up in the script. And now she is evolving. She wants to get clicks, so she's jumping on this red pill thing that's making a lot of sense now. You know, she got caught up in the verge of dealing with this man. You know, she was in a relationship. He saw people for the streets and like a simp, he was liking them and so on and so forth, but he had his woman at home. She thought what he really wanted to wife up is the street chick. So she kind of like became this person.
Right.
That kind of like made him move away from her, possibly.
Right.
And she actually took on that persona and she went out there and, for lack of a better word,
You don't think that's
she
psychotic,
might like
Doc?
it.
That's
She might like it.
psychosis.
That's mental illness.
That's
man.
mental. That's
You just
mentally ill.
described
Doc.
mental illness.
That's mentally ill. If that's
So
to
it's
me,
like,
that's.
Well, maybe you're saying she's not as mentally ill as we would think. This is
Right.
more common.
There's more
Yeah.
time. This is what,
So-
you know,
so mental illness is common. It's
you know,
common.
we look at the folks out there, and the truth of the matter is, we talk about these women that's doing that. It's not most of them. It's the ones that think that they're on trend.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
it's a new bag basically, and that's
Right.
what they're doing. You know, and you know it's going to phase itself out. But while that's happening, a lot of families are not being formed, and you have ladies like this who maybe the only fan is drying up a little bit. She's trying to see. It's like, let me just jump on this and try to get some more folks.
Right. Like you
know?
said,
Yeah.
positivity hustler.
This
I
is-
love that.
Yo, this is a scary insight. I feel like I'm coming to. If what her behavior that she's displaying can be conceived by some as mental illness, right?
Right.
Therefore, is there some trendiness to mental illness?
Oh,
Mental
yeah.
illness. That's
Women
I didn't
are
want to
bragging
explore. I didn't want to
about being
explore that because
toxic.
that is because if there's some trendiness to mental illness, then we have to then health professionals and mental health professionals are not doing their job to invalidate this.
And they're not.
Because this is trendy. So this is a scary issue that literally I didn't think about until we started talking.
Well, let's talk
This is
about
scary.
the fact
This
that
is
you
scary.
know, throughout of times you had two genders to pick from, and right now
Oh,
we're introducing how crazy it is to get.
Chill down. Chill
Wait a
down.
minute, what?
Doc,
You
chill
know,
down.
what
Doc,
happened?
chill down.
What just happened? I don't know what just happened. What
So in the
happened?
beginning of time, up until
Right.
recently, we had two genders to pick from.
Right.
And now we actively, publicly speaking, about picking from 52 different
Doc,
genders.
we're not even monetized
So you're saying the
yet. Doc,
system
we're not
itself is
monetized
promoting
yet.
mental illness.
But here what the funny thing is, we may say that we're not monetized yet, but the truth is, this is what we speak to 100 people. 99% of them will agree with what we say about this, but yet this thing is being pushed, and it's like we're talking about this idea of, you know, is mental illness trendy? So I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't want to touch that, Doc.
You know,
Doc,
so
I
don't
get it.
disagree. I don't disagree with you, but
You're
I don't want to
saying,
touch that.
you're saying that if we're
not ready
promoting
yet. I'm
this
not ready.
gender non-specific world, then is she even mentally ill?
you know.
Oh no. I think he's saying something different.
Right.
I think he's saying collectively everything we need to associate some of the policy trends we're having and some of the things we're saying
Because that makes it okay.
Because we are making, like, he's agreeing that mental illness is becoming so normal that it's not only trendy, it's clinically trendy, and that's scary. It's clinically trendy,
You know?
where it's
This is a
it's so
great topic
trendy.
in
It's
itself.
so
It is.
trendy that doctors are going on with it. That's how trendy. That health professionals. That's a next level
And do
trend.
you feel that pressure a little bit?
As a
No,
health
no,
professional,
so the thing
yeah.
about it is that if I was in certain settings, it would be pushed on me to accept and adopt it and to present it in such a way. You know, I just happen not to try to place myself in those type of situations where it would go against what makes absolute sense to me.
So you gotta run to keep from hiding.
You know.
You gotta-
Where's that from? You gotta run to
you
keep from
got to
hiding.
run to keep from hiding. And I know I will ride it. That's that's Allman Brothers Band, but that's a cover. That Allman Brothers Band, I'm pretty they covered that.
Okay.
It's not only boxing, he's a singer.
What?
Premium Black News, y'all.
You get it all.
Allman Brothers come up at Premium Black
You
News.
get it
That's
all.
a fact. So, well, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I like this. I like the way we parlayed into this subject of mental illness and how our society itself is promoting mental illness. It's promoting the idea of oneself to be okay. As long as you're okay, then we're okay. You know, that always takes me back to the Statue of Liberty. You know, always, we always go back there. You know, because that's always what I refer to as that non-cis woman in the river. So, that's a story for another day. I'll link one of my episodes in the description where I do a presentation on what's going on in that river with that non-cis woman. And I think you do have, it's kind of interesting how scary it is for us to even touch certain subjects because of our fear of monetization and our fears. Like, we have to constantly censor ourselves. And this is our new normal right now. And I know that there's a new platform, I think it's called, I know that I bought the stock, RUM. Rumble, yeah.
I got the app.
Yeah, I bought the RUM stock. I haven't even looked at the platform, but they took on Andrew Tate and they took on a few people that I like that I was like, hey, let me see what their stock is like. And I got about 100, 200 shares. It was very affordable. We'll see what happens with that. But, Premium Black News, y'all. Yes, we are censoring ourselves because we are playing the game. And this game is for us to win it. We like to win at the game. We've already kind of winning at life, we get it. We get what's going on here. We see what's going on. Our silence is going to not change anything. Our being vocal is not probably going to change anything. But, we will say the things that maybe are a little controversial. At least, you'll get to know us a little more and we'll get to kick that. But what we're going to do is we're going to read a couple of these comments. And I saw Kamala 42 was going heavy in the comment section, and I really appreciate that.
What I was about to say.
Yeah. So let me
I was about to.
let me see what we got here. Whoa!
I believe if we're with the people, you can't lose if you're with the people.
Kamala 42 with Bazak.
The people's doctor.
Salute.
And the people's
T.
doctor.
Riddler.
What you
Ulrich is
expect?
always going through a breakup. No. This is T. Riddler.
Yo, I'm tired of you too, really.
Well, Ulrich is only going through the one breakup. It's been only about 4 months, right? Something like that. How long you been back in town?
I've been from Austin. I came back in July.
All right, so July has been officially broken up
But
because
but December is when we broke up.
Stop it. I know too much of the background. Stop it.
Fair enough.
Like a good breakup. They say a breakup is like a soda machine. You know that, right? I told you about that. You have to rock it back and forth before it tips over.
You did tell me that.
You got to rock that soda machine back and forth before it tips over. So, there was some back and forth going. But now you're back in New York. You're no longer in Austin. And it's the same breakup we talk about.
This is the box.
Oh, yeah, we got some bots here. Kamala, click the like button. Appreciate that.
Okay.
The Melon's one of the favorite shoes of the year. Oh, the Mellows, one of the favorite shoes of the year. Yeah. I love Pumas.
Right.
On my channel,
That's what
I
we
have
buying now.
videos
For
of
the
a
boys,
lot of
we're buying
Pumas.
now.
Yeah. I have a few. Look, we got to check out Kamala 42 and check out that channel. Food and sneakers is my channel's focus. All right, great to know. We're going to check you out, for real.
We can talk about them in the segment, man.
And then T. Rilla says, I had a woman ask me to be her sperm donor.
Wow.
Career woman who wanted a baby, no marriage. I told her she couldn't afford me, laugh out loud. More importantly, I want to raise my children. Yo, that's a fact.
I
Absolutely.
like that.
I've been asked to give up my
had that
sperm.
too.
Yeah, I told the lady, I said I need $10,000 a year. That's what I told her. I want 10 grand a year.
I never had
And
that pleasure.
she said no. But I told her I wanted 10 grand a year and I will leave you alone. And she backed out of that. I'm sure she still ain't found a simp to do that for her. So this is part of the conversation we're talking about. Selfish, her selfishness. We made you cry out loud a lot over here. That's pretty cool. She fell in love with a simp.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that guy was a simp. I think that guy was straight alpha.
She was kind
dumped
of the simp. She changed her body for him.
She was the simp. Exactly.
She
was the simp.
Come on, y'all
No,
be
all
come on.
of-
Y'all gotta
No,
know.
I want that. Her conforming to her guy is what the feminine should do. She just conformed in the wrong way.
She didn't even ask him what he
No,
didn't
that's
want
the
that.
point,
He,
yeah.
You already had the
That's the
man.
thing.
And I mean, just
She
they're,
has mental- she got
yeah, they're
mental
running,
health.
and I know they're running it through her. All you need is a nice car and a hotel room, and you good to go.
He's not wrong.
All right, it says I don't know, I don't want no manufactured woman. Seriously,
I agree
I
with you.
I hate
Who said
tons
that?
of makeup on. This was Kamala. I think I'm saying that wrong. Forgive
Kamala,
me.
I like you. What you're saying
I'm
is true
42.
stuff. We
My
should
wife
collaborate
wears
at some
lipstick
point,
and
all of us.
mascara, nothing more. She's naturally beautiful. I got a great one. Good for you, man. That's what's up, yo.
Serious, all right. Speaking the truth.
You speaking the truth, man. Well, yeah, it's true, but a lot of women have that problem thinking they're ugly and fat. Yeah, that's normal.
No, they're faking. They're faking. They're just saying. You know what the next thing you say after a woman to a woman who says that they feel ugly and fat, you give her a compliment. They know what to expect. The same way if you ask for a cookie, when you're self-deprecating, you get a compliment. Men do that shit too.
Right. All them IG models have that body positivity in their bio, yes. Look at that.
Right.
PNB. Hashtag PBN. Please
Being
drop
black
the
news.
link
Yes.
at Big Elvis. All right. Please drop that link. I will drop the link. Which link did I promise to drop? Remind me. I will, though. I'll look back. She's definitely a simp, no doubt. Look at that. All right. Kill Llama 42. Kill Llama
Okay.
42 or Killama 42. Either way is cool.
All right.
All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate you.
Statue of
Killama.
Liberty, yeah, the lady.
Kill 'em
and
on,
the-
Statue of
the cis
Liberty.
lady.
The link. Oh, the link to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way Killama is like on point. Boom,
Right.
boom. Like you're exactly what we're looking for on this channel. You know, we're not looking for
like
people
it.
that need to be overly explained to. And you seem to have your hand on the pulse. I'm curious whether or not you are the type of person that will share this. We would appreciate if you were able to do that. And this also talks about that wonderful premise that we have. Just like United States of America is based on capitalism.
It's this.
A value for
It's
value
true.
system. Value for
Yeah.
value system is such a great system because if, let's say, we went to a movie and we got some popcorn from the concession stand and a drink. We shared the popcorn. Could all three of us share the popcorn? Probably.
Maybe.
But there might be two popcorns. For all three of us. Do we all need our own popcorn? Not necessarily.
That wouldn't necessarily be smart,
But
it could happen
we
too.
couldn't share soda. So what would 3 popcorns and 3 sodas what would that go for?
yeah, $30.
$30?
And just to clarify, since I'm a poli-sci value for value is a barter system, but I still like it. Barter system's so good. Capitalist system is where the market determines the population determines what the market price is.
Right.
Gotcha. All right, that's it. That's all.
Yeah, it's like what a
Got it.
person. It's like what is a person worth? Like
But
JC.
the barter system, I agree with. So on YouTube, we do barter system. We just value for value, trade for trade, better for better. Marginalism, we would determine. We would say, all right, we work better than other kind of advice sites. So we think our price should be maybe. We should pay us $5 a show, man.
No,
I think
we
so.
don't want.
That's capitalism. That's capitalism. That's different capitalism and value for value.
I
Value
think
for value is a barter system.
The other
Right.
The other way around is you do something that you love and you appreciate. And then thing is somebody's gonna look at that and they say, you know what? I like that. I think that's worth this. And everybody
Boom.
is a little bit different.
Beautiful.
And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for you guys to understand that we're not monetized yet. And we need you to share this video. Watch the whole video because it's all about watch time. How much time are you going to watch it? The views only add up if you watch more than 10 to 15 seconds. That can be considered a view. But that's not enough for watch time. And to be monetized, we need 4,000 watching hours. And we were at 3,440. Now we're down to 3,300 because it goes by.
This one?
No, it's going by every 12 months. It's a 12-month thing. So yesterday's 12 months ago doesn't apply to today's 12 months. So we need you to share. We need you to also understand this value for value barter system that we're looking for. Ulrich said $5 an episode. I disagree with
I was
that.
just talking about that. It was just a hypothetical.
I like steak. I don't like hot dogs. And not saying that I need you to buy me a steak, but let's just recognize what value you're getting from what we're putting out there. And one of the best ways to do that is to hit the Cash App, and that's Elvis Rosenberg. That's $ Elvis Rosenberg, or the Venmo, which is at Elvis-Rosenberg. And we need you, and we appreciate you. And anything else we're gonna say? I know what
Go for it. You know what you
I
just
love you.
Sweet voice.
I love you. And that's a fact. And you know why I say I love you. If you've watched us long enough, you know why I continuously will go out of my way to let you know that not only you appreciate it, but I love you. And I look always right at the camera when I say that, like I'm doing now. And this is Big Elvis the Chef. I'm here.
Ulrich.
And I am Dr. Searcher, the People's Doctor.
People's doctor, y'all. Thank you.